very good evening to you. A very good evening to you all. You're joining us on Prime TV News. I'm Dilani Jayatilaka. Let's have a look at the headlines first. President instructs officials to moot a program to save school children from drug peddlers. Prime Minister assures that the economy setback suffered by the 51-day crisis will be overcome. India gives $400 million to the Central Bank of Sri Lanka. Opposition leader Felix Tshisekedi is the winner of the Democratic Republic of Congo's presidential election. Now for news in detail. President Maithripala Sirisena has given instructions to the necessary sectors to implement a streamlined program to eliminate trafficking in drugs targeting school children. The President has also informed these officials to immediately craft regulations needed to crack down on drug rackets being carried out in the surroundings of the school. The President issued these instructions at a discussion held at the Presidential Secretariat today with respect to minimizing the use of drugs. The President said that he had received information on children being addicted to drugs due to the rackets that are being carried in school environs. President Maithripala Sirisena instructed the Inspector General of Police not to leave room for such a disaster to surface. The government is already implementing a number of programs to control the drug menace. The Presidential Media Division mentioned the task of amending laws and regulations to boost this program is already in place. Action will be taken to solicit the support of all institutions with respect to narcotics. Attention was also drawn at this discussion to the security program that is in place with regard to prisons. State officials, including Defence Secretary Hemasiri Fernando, were present at this discussion. Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe has mentioned that the economy of the country has collapsed within 51 days and is now in the rebuilding process. The Prime Minister made this reference making a special statement in Parliament today. Prime Minister Wickremesinghe said during the 51-day coup, Sri Lanka lost $1,000 million in foreign reserves. He said that when the UNP-led government took over in January 2015, the country was in a dangerous debt trap, adding the government took steps to systematically escape this debt burden. The Premier pointed out that the government was able to save the port and airport from being taken over by foreign countries from which loans were obtained. However, the incidents on the 26th of October once again stalled efforts and a stable economy was hit by the coup. Premier Wickremesinghe mentioned that during this 51-day period, the rupee depreciated 3.8% and foreign reserves that were $7,991 million as of the 26th of October by the end of the coup dropped to $6,984 million. He noted that the government is scheduled to make the highest repayment of foreign loans in 2019. Measures will be adopted to repay the loans with minimal impact on the country's people. The Prime Minister said the government especially tried to pay off the highest amount of debt with minimal burden on the people in 2019, adding if not for those 51 days, foreign reserves would have increased to $8,000 million. It is a responsibility to ensure that this figure increases to more than what the country had before the 26th of October. Premier Wickremesinghe noted that the most important task is to stabilize the rate of the rupee and the government has taken necessary steps, adding several talks have been held with foreign nations in order to provide concessions pertaining to stabilizing the rupee. Several countries consented to helping Sri Lanka, further noting the Bank of India agreed to grant $400 million to the Central Bank of Sri Lanka. He said the government hopes to obtain $500 million in China's Panda and Japan's Samurai bonds, adding they will also obtain $1,000 million from the International Monetary Fund. Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe also claimed that the government will continue to stabilize and uplift the economy in the face of many challenges that will come their way. New General Secretary of the Sri Lanka Freedom Party, parliamentarian Dayasiri Jayasekara, assumed duties in his new post today. President Maithripala Sirisena was also present on the occasion. The related letter of appointment was handed over to Dayasiri Jayasekara by President Maithripala Sirisena. The President congratulated the new General Secretary. Dayasiri Jayasekara assumed duties in his new position amidst the chanting of Set Pirit by members of the Mahasangha at the Sri Lanka Freedom Party head office. Sri Lanka Freedom Party Vice Chairman, former Minister Nimal Siripala de Silva, as well as public representatives and many party activists, including former General Secretary of the Sri Lanka Freedom Party, Professor Rohana Lakshman Piyadasa, joined in the occasion. Meanwhile, a special media briefing was held at the party head office after the Sri Lanka Freedom Party General Secretary assumed office. Former SLFP General Secretary Professor Rohana Lakshman said that the main objective of the Sri Lanka Freedom Party is to mould a people-friendly administration. This year, they will be facing the challenge of having a dialogue with the people and seek a mandate from the people to build a new Sri Lanka for a new broad-based alliance led by the Sri Lanka Freedom Party. Former Minister Nimal Siripala de Silva mentioned that the Sri Lanka Freedom Party always achieved victory not solely but in collaboration with an alliance. This program should be launched to strengthen it. It should be converted into a broad alliance to face elections with all leftist forces. He added that this battle should be carried out through a common front. SLFP General Secretary Dayasiri Jayasekara said that he has already submitted a program to restructure the party that lead to victory. This program would be carried out district-wise, and in the next 4 months, he hoped to summon the party members at the rural level and strengthen the party through its restructure. He said that he did not have any personal agenda, but an agenda to make the Sri Lanka Freedom Party a strong party and carry forward it. He assured to take the party to that level. He said that he has a challenge and is aware how he is going to face it. New Western Province Governor Azad Sali and Northwestern Province Governor Peshala Jayaratne have assumed office. Western Province Governor Azad Sali assumed duties at the Provincial Governor's office in Rajagiriya. A group including Sri Lanka Freedom Party General Secretary, parliamentarian Dayasiri Jayasekara was present on the occasion. Governor Azad Sali said that he always battled for justice. He said they have a long journey to traverse. He assured his service to all those who visit his office. He said he would dedicate his life to develop education in the Western Province. Northwestern Provincial Governor Peshala Jayaratne officially assumed duties this morning. He assumed office at the Governor's office. He took over the duties in his new position after the conduct of multi-religious observances. The Northwestern Governor pointed out that he would look into the needs of the province first and meet the requirements. The President was developing the Wayamba Canal under the Moragahakanda project. The province will be extended all the necessary support. He mentioned that he would look into the needs of the people and expected to provide a better service. Chief Minister Isura Devapriya has said that the support of the Air Force will be obtained for the spraying of oil to overcome the stench emanating from the garbage in the Western Province. The minister expressed this view joining in the launch of construction work on the second stage of the Mihisaru Field Research and Training Centre. This centre will undertake many field programs, including the training of those engaged in the garbage management sphere. The expenditure expected to be incurred is 350 million rupees. The Western Province Chief Minister said that the people are aware that they were doing something at the location. But the problem for them is the control of the stench emanating from the garbage. He expected to sort out the issue with the support of the Air Force commander using the drone technology. They plan to spray oil to overcome the issue. He had instructed the officials to control the stench emanating until the project is completed, whatever the cost they have to bear. 2 persons convicted of killing 6 persons have been sentenced to death. The death sentence was imposed by the Colombo High Court. They have been convicted for shooting and killing 6 persons in the Borelesgamuwa area in the year 1999. These 6 persons had been killed while they were travelling in a motor car. The Attorney General indicted 4 persons in the High Court with respect to this case. However, 2 defendants were acquitted. The other 2 were sentenced to death. They are Julige Prasanna and Sampath Fernando. After a lengthy hearing, the High Court ruled that the allegations levelled against them have been proved beyond reasonable doubt. An attempt made to smuggle into the country a stock of goods, including foreign cigarettes and foreign liquor, has been foiled. This stock was taken into custody at the Katunaika International Airport. Customs officials said this haul has been brought into the country concealed in the baggage of several residents of Colombo. They said that the value of this stock was more than 1 million rupees. The foreign liquor has been confiscated. The other goods were barred from being brought into the country. This is because it is mandatory to possess a permit from the health department in getting down into the country such creams that are used for skin cleaning. The Ministry of Justice and Prisons Reforms has said that a total of 1,299 death row inmates, including inmates who had appealed against their sentence, have been detained in Sri Lankan prisons as of December 31st last year. It said 1,215 male inmates and 84 female inmates were among them. The ministry said that among the 1,299 convicts, 789 male and 34 female convicts had appealed against their sentences. The ministry pointed out that death sentences have been confirmed with respect to 476 convicts, and among them were 426 male convicts and 50 female convicts. 2 persons have been killed in a motor accident that happened in the Mawatagama area in Padukka. The accident occurred following a collision between a motorcycle and a tipper truck. A motorcycle which was on its way to Avissawella from Meepe had attempted to overtake a lorry. However, the motorcycle had collided with a tipper truck moving on the opposite direction. 2 youths who were on the motorcycle sustained injuries and were admitted to the Homagama hospital. However, the police said that the 2 youths later succumbed to injuries. The Padukka police apprehended the driver of the tipper truck. He was due to be produced in the Avissawella courts. The police have seized a haul of refuse tea from the Mirigama area. The Mirigama police conducted the raid. A stock of 4,980 kilograms of tea was being transported with the intention of exporting it. The police said that the tea was concealed in 187 bags. 1 suspect was taken into custody along with the lorry that was used for the transport of the refuse tea. He was due to be produced in the Attanagalla Magistrates Court today. That's all we have for you today. Prime News returns tomorrow. And in the meantime, make www.itnnews.lk your go-to source for the very latest in news at home and overseas. Have a pleasant week. Good night.